Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Beyond Belief Manifestation Success Stories. Our guest on today's podcast is Monica Wisdom. Monica's diverse career consists of cosmetology, publishing, and the music industry, establishing her as a versatile and accomplished professional. She has held prestigious roles, including educator at Sebastian International and Director of Education for Salon Resources. Monica has worked with notable celebrities and companies, earning media features from major news outlets. Her publishing career includes being the Director of Operations for In Magazine and Today in Church Magazine, where she shaped content and interviewed celebrities on their spiritual lives. Monica's spiritual journey involved studying the divine feminine and transcendental meditation, leading to the creation of the Black Women Amplified podcast. This platform highlights remarkable Black women and their stories, featuring guests like Jane Allen and Tonya Pinkins. Monica also founded the Amplify Academy to empower Black women, offering masterclasses, VIP coaching, and an upcoming membership program. Hi, Monica. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Can you please tell us your manifestation success story, including the practices or techniques that you used?
My most recent manifestation story, I have many, but my most recent was for my podcast, Black Women Amplified. And I really wanted to do a series on Black women in country music. And this was way before Beyonce came out with her album. So I posted it on Twitter that I would love to do a series of Black women in country music. And 3 people that I listed was Chapel Hart, Reese Palmer, and Mickey Guyton. And last season 3, I interviewed Reese Palmer and Mickey Guyton. And it was all through, this is what I wanted to do. I made a clear decision. And in that clear decision, I put it out in the universe and I put it out into the world. And their people reached out to me and it happened. And it wasn't because of the tweet. It was because I put the energy out. In fact, Chapel Hart, it was by a random person sent me an email. And I thought it was a joke that said, would you like to interview Chapel Hart, which is an amazing country Western trio here in the States? And I was like, are you serious? Is this real? Are you trolling me? And it was real. And within 3 days, it happened, which is the fastest turnaround time I've ever had for an interview. So in doing that, before life started manifesting for me, it was important for me to get to know myself because I read the books, I watched the videos, I listened to the speakers of just do this and just do that. But what I came to realize is that I had to clear the space in order to receive. And in order to clear the space to receive, I had to do a self-discovery journey. And in that journey, I had to figure out what was my voice, what was society's voice, and what was the voice of my family and my peers. So I had to really do a deep dive into who I am as a person so that I could clear space to receive anything that I wanted in my life, or to open up space to forgive and clear out spaces where love wasn't living inside of me. Because manifestation to me is a dance, it's a love story, it's dating with the universe, it's dating with God. And so you're telling God what you want. Are you ready to receive that level of love? So I don't really have a technique that I have used, but I have tools that I use to clear out spaces in me. And one of the most important for me is transcendental meditation. I've been practicing it for almost 20 years, and it has been a powerful tool for me to use to clear spaces, to see the traumas in my life that I needed to heal, to see the negative self-talk that I needed to expel from myself, and to understand my space and my place in life, in the universe, that my world is much bigger than what I see in the mirror. And then another technique that I use to clear space is writing. I tell people writing is my first language and speaking is my second language. So I use sacred writing, which is where you just begin, and I will start writing, and eventually the words or the answers will come through on the paper with paper and pen. Another thing that I use is prayer is a very powerful tool for me. It's my conversation with God. It's a place where I give gratitude and thanks for not just the things that I have, but the things that I desire for my life. And it's a place where I can have a true communion with the God within me. And then the fourth thing is I had to really fall in love with myself. I had to move past the ideas of what others said about me, and I had to pluck out that programming. But in order for that to really happen, I had to fall in love with who I am, the way that I look, the way that I speak, all the essence of who I am, and understand that this is exactly who I'm supposed to be. And so when I talk about manifesting is a universal law, the law of attraction. And in order for me to attract, I have to clean up what's inside of me, because our world is a projection of what we feel on the inside. So it's not just manifestation that's happening. There's several universal laws that are going on at the same time. And it's important to do a broad spectrum as well as a lasered way of doing it. And part of that is self-discovery, self-love, and really having a conversation with yourself as well as with God. I got the job with the magazines as director of operation, and that's another manifestation story. As a young writer, I always wanted to write for a magazine. Essence was always the pinnacle for me. And I happened to have a car accident. And so I had to buy a new car. So at the dealership, I ran into a guy that I knew that was a pastor. We always had fun together, and he was in there buying a car at the same time I was. Well, I met a friend of his who was there. And so we all sat down and we were just chit-chatting because, buying a car takes forever. And we started talking about the Bible. And the guy who was with him, which I didn't know him at the time, my first time meeting him, we started having these deep biblical conversations in the car dealership. And in the car dealership, we're sitting there and he says to me, "I'd love to talk to you about something." I thought he was flirting, but he said to me, "I'm starting up a magazine." I was like, "Okay, that's nice." He said, "I'd like to talk to you about it. Can we meet about it?" I said, "Sure." So we both got our car around the same time. So we were leaving. And as we were driving down the street, he tells me to roll down my window. And as I rolled down my window, he said, "Let's go to dinner tonight." So I said, "Okay, well, let me run home first." I had to get cute because I thought he was flirting. And I went home, got cute. We sat down, had dinner. We talked for like 3 hours about everything. And he said, "I want you to help me with my magazine." And that's how I got the job. It was strictly conversation, but it was definitely manifesting because my dream was to work for a magazine. And it was something that I put on my vision board. It was something I wrote about, what it would look like. And it was the most magical experience because it was more than I could have ever imagined. I just wanted to write, but I didn't know I was going to have influence over how the magazine was designed, how the magazine was created, the stories we put together, the people that we interviewed. It was one of those stories where it was like, this stuff works. And it works in a big way. And that's when I learned through that story is dream as big as you can dream. Like, don't let your dream just be minimized to let me pay my bills or let me have a new car. Let me just take one vacation. Like, make the dream bigger than you ever imagined. And then at the top of that dream, say, "God, this or better." And you'll be amazed at what comes into your life and the people that come to your life and the most random occasions, like sitting up off of work because you're injured and you're sitting up buying a car and you end up getting a job, a dream job. That's what manifesting is for me. It's about dreaming bigger and lifting yourself up and believing that it's possible. But first, you have to do that work on yourself. And that was a real powerful lesson for myself to keep dreaming.
Were there any unexpected challenges or setbacks along your manifestation journey? And how did you overcome them?
Of course. I call them the gremlins. They creep in. And the negative self-talk will creep in and say, "You don't deserve this. You're not worthy of this. This isn't for you. This isn't for people like you." So when I find myself traveling around the world and the perception of seeing the world, I'm thinking I'm going to see the world as an American. But when I'm traveling to places like Asia and Africa and Europe, there are people that look like me that don't sound like me. So I get to expand my world. But it took me getting past myself to even buy a plane ticket to say that I will be welcomed everywhere. So the negative self-talk was a big thing that I had to get past because it allows me to keep stopping myself So I had to stop stopping myself to just move forward in life and to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve in life.
What is your website and social media handle so people can connect with you?
My website is monicawisdomhq.com, and that is my consulting site. My site for my women's empowerment is www.blackwomenamplified.com. And my social media on Facebook is Monica Wisdom. My social media on Instagram is also Monica Wisdom.
Okay. Thank you, Monica, for your amazing manifestation success story.
Thank you. It was lovely meeting you, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That concludes another incredible episode of Beyond Belief Manifestation Success Stories. We hope you enjoyed these empowering tales of transformation and learned valuable insights that will guide you on your own manifestation journey. If you have a manifestation success story you'd like to share, or if you have any questions about today's episode, connect with us on social media. We love hearing from our amazing listeners. Remember, your thoughts have the power to shape your reality. Keep believing, keep manifesting, and never underestimate the incredible potential within you.